Okay. I know women are always saying they have a separate stomach for sweets, but isn't this daily intake of junk food bad for her? Or is this some form of stress relief? It seems to me that a coping strategy like that would just get you caught in a various cycle of candy-bloated misery. You know, no matter how much glucose you take in, it's not going to increase your basic potential for action. Certainly necessary as energy for your brain, but considering your presumably modern and clearly unhealthy diet, there's no need to go out of your way to take more. Junk food like that is basically pure sugar, just so you know. If you're not that fond of them, let me try one. You what? Sugarless? I think you may have gotten there from homeless, but the noun is actually pretty different. I think I might have mentioned this, but your English really needs work. Reasonable, polite farewell for once. Got it, see you later. P. He calms me down. It's difficult for me to determine whether this girl is basically a somewhat considerate person or just an utter idiot who occasionally stumbles her way into acts of kindness, but either way, she's incredibly noisy. From experience, I know that there are essentially two types of women in the world. You have noisy women, then you have even noisier women. I got the even noisier woman one. That being one of them. And we men must manage as best as we can in this world. There's a quick and efficient way of shutting a woman up, namely sealing her lips, but sadly this comes with its own set of complications. Life's no picnic. I think I'll be going to bed early tonight. When you visit a country where they speak a different language, there's one thing you should always learn first, namely the local phrase for thank you, or so my master taught me. Of course, my master was also such a half-assed human being that she usually didn't bother to learn anything else. Get things down first. Then you just make up the rest as you go along. I had plenty of good conversations in America using only thank you, dog, and pencil. When someone's that shamelessly sloppy about life, it's actually kind of charming. The woman had the brains of poultry, but while we're on the subject of English, chicken head is an insult you should usually try to avoid over there. Say that to a woman and you've applied that she spent a lot of time moving her head back and forth like a chicken pecking at food.
Today's supper is a fish. You like a fish? Do I do like a fish?
Okay, the bad English begins.
Yes, fish. Are you okay?
Ha!
What you say? Are you okay? Are you okay? Yes, I'm okay. Oh, jeez, but that. You too? Stop that! You bastard! What? Please say again. You know I'm saying, look enough. I like fish. You must not laugh.
Hey, Amen.
何さ
What exactly are those two doing over there?
あれマキナ先生の特別授業だよ。
Remedial
ほら
class.
みちるはこの前英語のテストで赤点ギリギリだったじゃない。だからああやって時々教えてもらってんのよ。
Machina teach.
まあほら言ったと思うけどマキナはああ見えて子供の頃アメリカ
The idea of Machina teaching somebody is kind of bizarre.
何を言う考えても見たまい色いいかね松島みちるといえばショパンをチョピンと読む女だぞ。そして私はアニマルをエニモーと発音する女だ。これはもう誰の目から見ても私が教える側の人間であることは明白。まさに自明の理ではあるまいか。いやそうに違いない反語。そしてなぜか口調まで天才風。うざいこと苦の上なし。自分で言うっていうか自分で分かっているなら自重しなさい。
You're awfully full of yourself for someone who can't even pronounce onomatopoeias properly.
何それ
It's the name of the largest animal in existence during the Caribbean period. Machina, let's see what you got.
アロマノカリス
Wrong, try again.
アノロマカリス
Wrong, it's Anomakaris. Once more.
ハロゲンバルブ
What? And what the hell? What? I am back. That was weird. I bet you guys caught the conversation on the mic.
はいアウト
Grisaia, you're out. But you can't even handle halogen bubble
マ
ball.
キちゃんは舌が短いし頭の中がちょっと特殊なのでうまく発音できない言葉が多いんですよ。そんなことないのよ。なめんなマキナなめんな。貨客船マンギョンボン号
Cargo passenger ferry Mono Young Bong 92. Spare me the temper tantrum. It's probably a side effect of compression-based mnemonic method. She seems to be storing only the beginning and ending of each word for efficiency. So proper nouns and words with unusual middle syllables give her trouble.
英会話の続きやるよ。うるさいわね。そんな大声出さ
Oh god.
Her name is Amane. I know. So what? She's very lovely. That's right. By making her a lover, it's to become happy.
What the fuck?
How about it? She's lover of lover. Lover of lover? If you marry her, it is mommy of mommy. Hey, is your mommy a mommy? Yes. Oh, holy shit. Confirm, you get life.
What good is this doing? This isn't even a conversation. Hey, Ahmed. Is this really going to help her grades any?
どうだろうね。まあ、やらないよりはいい。
Well, maybe, I guess. The complete lack of coherent flow of their conversation is part of the problem, but Makina's English is honestly almost as bad as Michiru's. Her pronunciation is comically off, and she mixes in many weird phrases you won't hear over there. They say you shouldn't learn English from a non-native speaker, and this is a good case in point.
まあ、なんとかなるんじゃない？ノリで。
As you go along, eh? I suppose there are some people out there who can hold an entire conversation using only pencil, dog, and thank you. When it comes to English conversation, might as well just make it up as you go along. I guess that's the extent of our lesson for the day. I'm not going to read the frickin' thing in Japanese. But my Japanese is probably awful. At least I'm trying. When you see a maid with her hands empty, call out to her. That's a line from an old movie I saw once. It basically means that a capable maid should be kept busy at all times, excluding the bridesmaid, whose main responsibility is getting drunk at her friend's wedding. The essence of the maid is service. Her job is to anticipate her employer's actions and needs, then take care of the dirty work in advance. This generally involves tools of some kind, so a maid who isn't carrying anything tends to be an idle. Underemployed maid. You can apply the idea to other occupations as well. A good soldier always carries a well-maintained rifle. An intelligent student should always have a reference book or two on their person. But in some cases, the opposite may also be true, as I just discovered. There are certain maids who catch your attention when their hands are full rather than empty. The maid in question, Kamen Sachi, as a fairly recently my classmate. Just yesterday, we sat at our desks in the classroom, pursuing our studies together, and now here she is, walking in a direction, dragging a metal bat roughly across the floor. In this country where guns and bladed weapons are strictly prohibited, this is about as suspicious as it gets. Show the scene to 10,000 Japanese, and I think everyone would mistake her for a dangerous person. Of course, I don't actually have any proof. That assumption would be a mistake on their part. Maybe she really is planning to burst into someone's room and launch an attack. So, who's the target? Unable to suppress my doubts, I call out to Sachi with the question foremost on my mind. She turns to face me with a blank expression of confusion. Her nonplussed face is enough to confirm that my worst suspicions were unfounded. My interrogation proceeds to the next logical point of inquiry. What's the metal bat in your right hand? No, that's not. I wasn't asking for the brand, and your pronunciation was fine the first time. I just want to know why you have that metal bat in your hand and what you tend to use it for. Closing her eyes, she nods in satisfaction at resolving the puzzle. If I was having this conversation with someone from Ichigaya, we would have gotten to this point in 2 seconds or less. Communication between students, as you can see, is a comparatively involved and troublesome process. Michiru asked for that? She's planning to challenge Sakaki to a duel or something? Your position inside a hierarchy of your community is established fairly quickly. For those determined to move up the ladder, single combat is a fairly common means of achievement. Perhaps this is a good opportunity to witness such a moment of struggle. Mind if I come with you? Alright then, let's go. I am confused. When we reach Michiru's room, Sachi knocks lightly on the door. With this brief, cryptic exchange of words, the door swings open. The next moment, a shock of distinctive bleached gold hair springs out of toward me. I don't remember doing anything warranting a hug from you, actually. Why not? Just felt like seeing you, Michiru. So what exactly are you planning to use that metal bat for? Does a metal bat have any female-specific applications? I can imagine one if it's my sister, which is bashing my skull in. Yeah, I say I'm violent, but we're both violent, except hers is too emotional while mine is blank thing of rage. Of blackouts and beating shit up. With this exchange, Michiru quickly retreats back into her room and Sachi starts to walk off with a satisfied expression on her face. Sachi, aren't you interested in what Michiru plans to use that bat for? I see. True, demonstrating the discrimination to refrain from inquiring into the circumstance of your clients is a vital step toward establishing trusting business relationships. Sachi seems to view her responsibility as class representative from an admirable professional perspective. Impressive. Sachi, you're exceeding my expectations again. Watching Sachi's face flush slightly red, I continue with my question. So what's next on your schedule? Is that also part of your job as class rep? I see. Since that woman has been saving on labor costs by relying on volunteers for simple maintenance work. Next time you see the principal, get ready to push work on you. I think you should tell her the following. Come back after you fix that habit of baby talking to your pets. Also, one more request. Would you mind if I continue observing you work for a while? Again, I only have 2 favorite girls throughout the whole series, and that is Sakaki, and Sachi. Believe it or not, Michiru is the 3rd. Amin, 4th. Makina's dead last. I cannot stand the frickin' Machina and her bloody ways of talking. I think I may confuse two words together, and separated them or switched them. Now I'm completely lost in thought. My mouth is going dry, and I need a drink. Something the matter?
私を見ているだけだと風見さんが退屈なんじゃないかと。
No worries on that front. I'm already been entertained enough to last me for a while. Sachi tilts her head to the side in a gesture of pure bewilderment. The more time I spent around this girl, the more I realized that she's naturally airhead. She's a natural airhead. The type to so oblivious she doesn't even realize she's missing out on everyone else's jokes. Alright, that's that. Don't mind me, I'll keep out of your way. Upon entering the courtyard, Sachi immediately begins watering the rows of flowers. If you forget the strange fact that it's taking place in a Japanese school, this little scene of a maid caring for the flower beds is truly picturesque. Are those purple flowers verbenas?
クマツヅラ科の多年草で、日本では美女桜って呼ばれたりしています。
Very knowledgeable.
詳しいまではいかないですけど、枯らさない程度に最低限のことは調べました。
I see, you're a diligent one. All of a sudden, Sachi stops moving her watering can. She bends down and opens a flower bulb with her hand, carefully examining it. Something wrong?
この子の葉っぱ、白くなってます。
Crouching down next to her to take a look, I quickly understand why she's so concerned. One of the flower petals is almost entirely covered in white, as if someone dusted it off with powder. Looks like floor disease. At my words, Sachi looks at me with eyes full of anticipation. Sorry, but that doesn't mean it became edible. It's more commonly known as powdery mildew disease. You see it a lot when you're growing wheat or grapes.
そうだったんですか。
It's caused by a parasitic fungus, so the most effective response would probably be using chemical fungicide on the affected plants.
殺菌剤。
If you ask the principal, I'm sure she'll get some for you. What is this? Something on your mind?
風見さんの方こそ花のことに詳しいなと思う。
Not in particular. I guess I'm pretty similar to you in this respect, Sachi. Somebody told me to read books, and I've just been following those orders. After a while, a lot of random trivia just accumulated in my head. It does come in handy every so often. Sachi doesn't respond to my words verbally, but her smile seems slightly brighter than usual. So where are you headed next?
トイレです。
That's so.
はい。
The conversation comes to an abrupt end. We walk on in silence. After a little while, we arrive in front of the girls' bathroom. Hey, Sachi, mind if I stop you for a second here?
なんでしょう。
If we take another step forward, I'm going to be trespassing in the girls' bathroom.
そうなりますね。
Hey, you don't have a problem with that?
私がどうというよりは、もしその現場を他の誰かに見られた場合、風見さんの信用を著しく損なう恐れがある。
Seems she at least understands that a man entering a female restroom is not generally considered acceptable. The next step is cleaning the grand bathroom.
はい。この時間帯にお風呂に入ろうとする人は少ないので、いつもこのくらいに掃除をすることが多いです。
You plan to do it by yourself today as
そう
usual?
ですね。私は分身したり、自分そっくりのロボットを作ったりする力は持っていないので。
A Robo Sachi! That would be an interesting thing to see, actually. Drew, don't think I can help you on that front myself. Summon Android Sachi! That would be interesting to see, though. That said, she could at least try asking one of the others for assistance once in a while. Maybe it has something to do with her firm set of beliefs about her responsibility as class representative. While I'm pondering the matter, Sachi has already calmly begun her work. After stopping the hot water that's constantly trickling into the oversized bath, she begins to slightly rinse the other areas of the bathroom using the shower head. With the quick, confident movements of her hands, it's obvious that she repeated this procedure many, many times. It's pretty clear that Mitru or Amen helping is a rare event. I think she's effectively been cleaning this place all by herself for a long time now. So, since I did tell Sachi I'd stay out of her way, it was my intention not to interfere with her work as much as possible, but just standing here and watching as my classmate does manual labor seems pretty awkward. Hey Sachi, this is just an offer, but how about I help out as well? Yeah, but I like to help as long as I wouldn't get in the way. What do you say?
そうですね。風見さんはどことなく不思議な力が使えたりしそうな雰囲気があるので、その力を駆使して手伝っていただけると助かるかもしれません。
Unfortunately, I don't have any supernatural skills, but I do have some confidence in my basic physical capabilities.
わかりました。では、体力を駆使してよろしくお願いします。
Sure. Okay, let's get down to it. Your orders? What's wrong?
実は私、人に指示を出すのがあまり得意ではなくて。
I see. In that case, you want me to give the commands?
はい、その方が助かり。
We're dividing the bathroom into two halves. Sachi, you continue to work on that area from the entrance to the right wall. I will assume responsibility for the left half. Our objective will be to finish the work in 15 minutes. Is that acceptable?
Yes, sir.
A good response. Having completed the division of labor, I completely moved my brush along the tiled floor, precisely imitating Sachi's movements as I observed them earlier. Throwing myself into a mindless task like this every once in a while isn't such a bad thing, helps maintain your ability to concentrate. Sachi lets out a small cry and there's a sound of something toppling over. When I turned around, I find Sachi sitting on her backside on the bathroom floor. She seems somewhat dazed. You plan to clean the floor with your clothes instead of the brush?
なるほど。その考えはありませんでした。目から鱗です。
In a gesture that's growing increasingly familiar to me, Sachi nods her head vigorously several times. It seems to be a sign she's absorbing a new idea. So first things first, any injuries?
少し床のタイルを傷めたかもしれません。
That's not a problem. Let's continue the job. I reached out my hand to Sachi, who hasn't budged from the bathroom floor during this conversation. After helping Sachi to her feet and confirming that she's alright, I return to my own work. Next part away.